wax leen jërëjëf Serigne Touba jërëjëf Serigne Touba wax leen jaajëf borom Njaareem jërëjëf Serigne Touba jaajëf Serigne wax leen jaajëf Serigne Touba wax leen jërëjëf Serigne Touba jaajëf wax leen jërëjëf Serigne Touba jërëjëf Serigne Touba jaajëf Serigne jërëjëf Serigne Touba jaajëf Serigne na ñëpp ni jërëjëf Serigne Touba.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Respected brothers and sisters, it's a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has allowed us to sit in a gathering where we're talking about the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This deen is so precious to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah has sent so many nabis and Allah has taken the sacrifice from Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. And Allah has given this deen to us, and this deen is a key to success for all humanity until the day of Qiyamah. Allah has kept the success of all mankind, no matter which part of the world, until the day of Qiyamah, in following the commandments of Allah on the ways of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This life is temporary, and within this time life, we have been given a task that we not only have to learn the deen, act upon it, and at the same time we have to convey the message of Islam. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the last Nabi. There is no Nabi to come, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen this ummah as the last ummah, and Allah has given the work of Anbiya alayhim salatu salam to the every ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. There is no Nabi in the women's, but Allah has chosen the ummah of Rasulullah sallam, every man and women, and have given the same work to everyone. So they make worry and concern, and that worry and concern which Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had, that Hazrat Aisha radiyallahu anha, she used to say that he would cry so much so that his chest would sound like a boiling kettle. Not his family, he even asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reduce the risk of his family members, but he's asked for the ummah, for us and for the people to come, Once asked Sahaba radhiyallahu that, that my brothers, I said, we are your brothers. So no, you're not my brothers, you're my companions. My brothers are those who have not seen but yet believed in me and brought iman on me. So we are the one, and we are very precious in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of this kalima. A person who reads this kalima and does not do any action, no good action at all, but inshallah one day he will be liberated from the fire of hell into Jannah, inshallah. But our problem is that death is very close to us, all of us, Muslims or non-Muslims, and we need to know that how we're going to end our life, and we need to have the good death. This is our problem. Our problem is not our food, our homes, our dresses, our luxuries of life, Our problem is that how I please Allah before the death. So at the death, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, that those people who believed Allah as His Rabb, and steadfast on that, وَإِذْ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ أَلَّا تَخَافُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ. That those people who believed Allah as His Rabb, that having the yaqeen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doer of each and everything. He does each and everything without the help of creation, and creation does not do nothing without the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they always look to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for any problem, So they call Allah as Rabb and steadfast on that, At the time of death, Allah says that the angel will descend, and they say وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَلَا خَوْفٌ, that don't have the fear of what's going to happen to you next, and don't worry about the people behind you, and take the glad tidings of the Jannah which was promised, So this is what we are after at the moment, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us very short time, Our shayat is about 60 to 70 years average life, Within this time, we have to become more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have to follow the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, And we have to understand the purpose of life, Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. There are not created jinn and ins for worship, And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asking all the, mu'mineen that come into deen completely. Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا ادْخُلُوا فِي السِّلْمِ كَافَّةً وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. The believers come into deen completely, And don't follow the footsteps of shaitan, Because shaitan is our open enemy. And our desires, nafs is a big enemy of us, And Allah has made this dunya, which is so attractive, so sweet, But Allah says, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. This world is nothing but a deception, So we have to live our life on the commandments of Allah, on the ways of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In order to learn this, we have to take time out and go in the path of Allah, And we need to understand that Allah says, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen every single one of us from here, Allah says, you the best of the nation, chosen out for the welfare of mankind. You call people towards good and you forbid them from evil things, And you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell these people, Kul hazi sabili adu ila Allah ala basiratin ana wa man ittaba'ni. That tell these people that this is my way, a way of calling people towards Allah with basirat, And this is my way and the ways of those who follow me as well. So we are the follower of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is a duty of every Muslim, not only follow the deen completely, by the same time making effort and worry for the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every single 7 billion, more than 7 billion people in the world, about 1.5 to 2 billion Muslims in the world. How each and single person be safe from the fire of hell and to the Jannat. This was the concerns of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sahaba radhiyallahu ajma'in, they understood that, In the last Hijjatul Wida khutbah, Nabi sallallahu asked all the Sahaba, about 124,000 or probably 125,000 Sahaba present there, And asked them, have I conveyed the deen to you? They all unanimously said that you have not only conveyed the deen to us, but you have fulfilled the rights of conveying it, The Nabi sallallahu said that be witness to Allahumma ashhad, 3 times to Allah, Allah, you become witness to this, I have passed on the message, And then asked, those who are not here, those are ghaibeen, those shahideen, take this message to all. And it's a history that Sahaba, they went to the 4 corners of the world, for the propagation of this Islam, And because of their effort of deen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has spread the deen, Now we know that there is no prophet to come. It is a duty of every single Muslim, men and women, that making effort in a way and going in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the fikr and worry and concern that how each and single person, he making them concern and safe from the fire of hell, So with this, inshallah, we came from Dewsbury, the brothers were here, and the only sole purpose was this, that to convey the message of Islam and bringing and giving a sense of responsibility and calling other people's, and enjoining the good things and forbidding bad things, Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a higher status for this person. Allah says, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Allah says, whose words are better than a person who called towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and perform good action himself and say, I'm one of a Muslim, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give us the ability to act upon this, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability. So all brothers and sisters requested, inshallah, make dua and inshallah make intention to go in the path of Allah. Jazakumullah khair.